Hey world, it's Kristyn B again, and
Ryan.
We're here with another podcast episode. So we just gonna jump off with starting this episode off with talking about coronavirus, COVID-19. Last episode, we were avoiding discussing this. We didn't even want to feed energy into what was going on because it was talked about everywhere. It's still being talked about everywhere, rightfully so. It is a serious thing. Not that we didn't think it was serious before, because it was, but now it's real out here.
I mean, the U.S. is affected way more than it was the last time we talked about it or tried not to. So, and it's stuff happening locally that now that we have to do certain things that would help mitigate the problem from spreading. Yeah.
So how are you feeling right now about it? There's been a lot of, many businesses are closed right now. We are, being highly encouraged to stay home. Stay home, only leave as necessary. I know there's a lot of people who have to work, who still have to leave their house. So, but unless you have that kind of situation or, just leaving to go to the grocery store or whatever you have to do, but then you go home. Like, you don't visit family houses, you don't do any of that. And it's definitely hit people pretty hard. I feel like there's a lot of resistance to it, but there's also a lot of people who are encouraging others to really step up and adhere to what the CDC is saying, as well as the state officials and things like that. But I think it's definitely a shock for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's more of a shock to people that's not used to sitting in one spot. For me, it's kind of easy. It's like, cool, I can chill. At the same time, I'm hit too, because had a couple things lining up and then I couldn't go with it because
couple
COVID.
Business things.
Yeah.
To clarify.
Yeah, a couple business things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had some stuff coming up, and then COVID was like, nope. So yeah, that's the one big thing about it for me. I mean, other than that, I'm just kind of burnt out. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of seeing what people gotta say about it. I'm just tired of it, because all it's doing is just inducing more panic that isn't necessary. It's like, what's the point? Like, there's nothing you can do besides just be at home and wait it out, pretty much. As long as you ain't having any symptoms or you're not getting sick or anything like that, then just wait it out. If you feel something like is wrong, like you're getting sick and all of that, then the city is putting some some stops or whatnot, drive-through things where you can test.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's really the only thing you can do.
They're also encouraging, though, that not just if you're having symptoms. If you're having mild symptoms, the plan is stay home, stay quarantined for 14 days. And if your symptoms develop into a more severe case where you're having trouble breathing, and your fever won't go away, things like that, then definitely, you want to contact the right people. CDC has the full guidelines for all of this, so just make sure you're aware of what to do. And
don't take our word for it. Check in with the local official stuff. I'm sure you know about it. If not, gotta do a little digging.
Yes. Well, that's what I mean, follow the guidelines.
Follow them.
But yeah, And we're, just for anybody who may hear this doesn't know, we are in Cincinnati, Ohio, and you know, each state and city has different guidelines right now. So definitely you want to make sure that you're aware of what your city and your state are mandating during this time, and just follow those guidelines. I know a lot of people are skeptical, and there's a lot of skepticism around it, but this is serious, guys. Like this is for real.
Yeah, it's serious. There's times where I have my Hotep hat on though.
Oh yeah.
It came on a couple times, but I'm still. It's like, take it seriously, but don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't panic about it. Take it serious, but just relax.
Yeah, I think it's very important to stay informed, but not fall into that state of panic, for sure, because panic and being led by fear just leads to all kind of stuff. We see it in the stores right now, like people fighting over toilet paper, people fighting over food. There is like, stores are being cleaned out everywhere. There's no sanitizing wipes, no hand sanitizer. There's meat, like the meat section, it's like gone. Bread gone. Like it's serious out here. People are, reacting in a way. But
yeah, I still don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. I mean, you go to Costco, you can get one pack of toilet paper from there. I think you're straight.
I think it's the uncertainty factor. Like not knowing how long we're gonna have to be in our houses, not knowing, just how long this is gonna play out. And so I don't know why toilet paper specifically, but it's like want to make sure it's stocked up, don't run out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess people backed up or got to run. I don't know. It's kind of funny. That's the first thing people go to get, toilet paper.
Yeah, but anyway, Ryan and I are introverted individuals, so for us staying home, it's not a big deal. Like Ryan mentioned,
it's normal.
It's a normal thing for us. Like we're not tripping over that. But we know there's a lot of people who tend to go out a lot, and so this is a huge shock for them. And but even for me, I've had moments where I have definitely fallen into the media frenzy and the news frenzy, and I have had, like, my anxiety level has risen, and I get to the point where it's different when you're choosing to stay home than if they're like, nah, you can't leave. Like the possibility of that is, right now we are being very responsible in staying home. Like we're really like adhering to that. We don't want to put ourselves at risk as well as other people at risk and all that stuff, and feed into the problem. But it's like when it comes down to, it's just one of those things, like when you're doing something by choice is totally different than when you're like told, no, you can't leave. Then it feels like the walls are closing in on you. Like, oh my God, like, what you mean I can't leave? How long? All that stuff.
I was about to say something. I kind of forgot. Well, I guess we can see how people that's on house arrest feel. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about being burnt out by the whole thing, and honestly, I had tons of moments where I'm burnt out, and I'm like, I just don't want to think of. It's like one of those things. It's like I don't want to constantly think about this every day, because it's just gonna increase my anxiety. It's going to make me start thinking in fear, and I don't want to do that. And so I just think the most important thing right now, besides staying home, practicing social distancing, is to take care of yourself as much as possible, mentally, physically, like getting rest. If you typically go to the gym to work out, you can do workouts at home. There's so many resources online and in apps and YouTube and all kind of stuff that you can do just doing that. I think, for me, I created a daily routine schedule. It's a loose schedule, but I've been back and forth with daily routines. I will implement one and then stick with it for a while, but I really wanted to create one to keep myself preoccupied and busy, and I've had to distance myself a little bit from social media, and the news, and not watching it as much, and kind of staying away from that for periods of time, because you just get completely consumed with it. You're looking at me, what's up?
Yeah, stay away from the news as much as you can. At least just get a little bit, just get enough to get some updates, and that's it. Same with social media. It's like, if you know where all the drama is at, stay away from that. Like, all it's doing is just adding to the madness.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially if you are way sensitive to stuff like that, to where it will get you riled up and it'll get you all in a panic, then you definitely need to be staying away from all of that.
Yeah, and that's me. I tend to.
And in the meantime, do something that you have fun doing, that you would enjoy doing. Either just binge watch Netflix, something. Like, do something that you would enjoy, that'll keep you off of the news, or that'll keep you off social media, at least for a while.
Yeah. But I want to say, though, that, having some anxiety, having some stress, having a bit of fear, all that stuff, that's normal reactions to what's going on right now. Like, so if you're feeling those things, don't feel like you're abnormal or whatever, because it's a very uncertain time right now. Don't have a whole lot of answers. We don't know how long this is going to last. There's a lot of factors, and it's understandable to feel those things, but it's just the matter of doing what you can right now to take care of yourself and to not fall into that panic, because the panic is just going to make the whole situation worse for everyone. You don't think rational when you're in a panic. Yeah.
So that'll lead you to do irrational things, and usually it's not the smartest stuff to do. So if you need a second to think, give yourself a second to think.
Yeah, and and there's just some other things to do, especially if you need that interaction. Of course, we have all this great technology. We can do FaceTime, we can do text, phone calls, things like that, until all the virtual options. Meditating if that's your thing, praying if that's your thing, affirmations, staying active. Like I said, you can also, depending on where you are, what city you are, and what's going on right now, but at least in Cincinnati, you can still get out and take a walk when the weather's nice. It's been raining all day. We have some severe storms going on right now. So, but if you can get out, take walks, just enjoy nature, just, clear your head. Walks typically help me, and do things that you enjoy, maybe something that you didn't have time or energy for before, and now you want to do that. You have the time now, you're home. So just go ahead and, get into that. Enjoy your kids if you have kids, family time, pets, solo time, couple time. Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, she got a long list of stuff to do. It's a lot of stuff to do.
I'm just trying to give the people ideas.
That's a lot. I mean,
Okay, so
yeah, it's a lot.
All right.
Etc. Or etc.
Etc.
Yeah. Dot.
Okay, I only had one more thing, but sure.
Oh, what is it?
One other thing I just want to say about this.
Oh, meditate.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. You said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yes. Oh. This is actually not an idea about what to do at home. I know people, y'all are like, I get it. You'll find something to do. But when you do go out, especially to the grocery stores and things, or if you do have to go, to the doctor's office, or you have to make a phone call to somebody or something like that, I just encourage people to really be kind and understanding during this time, because I know when we went to the store, I was checking out and I had they finally had restocked on some bread, so I had some bread and she had to put one back, and she was like, I'm sorry, we have a limit. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And she responded like, thank you for not yelling at me. Like, she had been getting yelled at all day because of this, and I just gave her some encouragement, and but I'm just like, that just made me think, like, you really want to be kind during this time and understand that they're really like store clerks, people who still have to work, who are like in energy services and things like that, like they still have to work.
Yeah, and all the essential businesses, basically.
Yeah. So and being kind to other people as well. We're all facing this together.
Yeah, we all dealing with it all at the same time. So,
right.
Might as well be nice to other people.
Yeah.
Fight the real enemy, COVID.
Yeah. should be decent to people all the time. But anyway, it's a whole other thing. Okay, I'm off this. We're done.
We're good.
So.
Are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Or are we finished?
We're finished and we're done.
Yes.
So, Ryan and I are both creative people. I have a writing background. I have an editing business, and as we've mentioned this before, he has recording studio, and he's a sound engineer, producer.
Yeah, I'm working right now.
Yes. So, we actually got into an interesting conversation where, I don't know if Ryan, you want to start this off talking about how it is for you listening to music.
Oh, well, yeah, I posed a question because I think about it like every time I want to listen to music, or every time I'm kind of like out of ideas, I tend to listen to more music, which makes sense. But it's like I can't listen to music recreationally. It feel like I can never listen to music the same way as somebody that is not in the business, the industry or the business, or like it's coming. I'm listening to it through technical ears versus just out of enjoyment. So I'm always listening for technical stuff, how it's mixed, what possibly could have been used to make it sound a certain way, how the beat feel and all of that, like what they did to, like what type of patterns they use on the beat and all of that. It's just so many things technically about music that will keep me from just listening as a customer. And it was like, dang, like I don't know if I will ever be able to do that, because I've been making music all my life, so it's like I'm not even used to listening to music as a normal everyday person that's not in the music industry. Yeah.
And so that, like, when we were talking about that, it just made me think, like, as creatives, is that a hard thing to do? Or whatever business you're in, if you're not gonna think like the average person. You're gonna think like the person behind the scenes of
because
you do.
I like got into real estate like a tiny bit. Like I didn't even get into it to where I was like actually doing anything, but I was learning about it for a little while, and then even that just made me change about how I see stuff. But
you
I mean,
get stuff, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's not like to where I'm like, yeah. But it's just like, even though my parents, my dad, he been doing real estate for about 20 years plus, so I've always been exposed to that. But you would never, like, as somebody that's in that industry, you would not look at a neighborhood the same as somebody that's not in that industry. Mm-hmm. You would not look at a house that's not the same. It's just like, how do you, it's like, it's not necessarily how you deal with it, but it's like, how do you feel about it? Like, or have any of y'all came to that realization, like, dang, I can't even see stuff the same way? Or do you feel like that's a hindrance to you in some way because you're critical all the time?
Yeah, like for me, I've been, and I mean, if we're gonna have a comment section, because I was gonna say people can, you know,
I mean, the goal is to put it on YouTube, so it's on YouTube. Comments.
Yes, in the comment section, just let us know, you know, what your answer is to this question. But for me, as you know, a writer, and I've been writing since I can remember, and as an editor, they go hand in hand, but they're different. They're totally different worlds to me. But oftentimes, like, I'll read an article or a blog post or even a book sometimes, and sometimes I'll see an error and I'll automatically see it, and I often wonder, like, I wonder if an average person would see what I just saw, or would that even matter to them or bother them. And it's not, it doesn't bother me because I understand, like, it's human error. That's just how it goes, especially when you're pushing out articles, you're going really fast and things like that. But if there's like multiple errors, or it's just like, okay, come on, like, then it just like turns me off from the article, because I'm just like, I'm not even, that grammar is just so bad that I can't even like finish this. So it does make me wonder if other people like in my field are like that. I'm sure they are, because you know, your mind is just trained to think that way. And then with writing, I think I'm less critical though. Like, I can read something and I'm not really looking like, well, did they, you know, like piece this together correctly, or how would, it's only when I'm editing where I start really analyzing like the writing and the format and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, but it definitely, I mean, for you, I see how that would be pretty difficult to just listen for enjoyment without thinking, like, you know, about the mix or about,
yeah, because it's easy to compare yourself to it. So
that too.
Like, I mean, listening to all of these incredible engineers work, it's like, how can art is mine does my work level like match to theirs? Like, does mine compete with theirs? Like, do mine sound like that? Is it, or what can I do to make mine sound closer to that? So it really makes you think about how you are, and it does add a level of insecurity sometimes, depending on how it is. Like it's songs that I'm like, I really enjoy, I like it, and sometimes it's more about how it's mixed sometimes, but other than that, it's just like, it just make me, sometimes it does get into it feeds into my insecurity about whether or not my stuff, like my work, is as good as theirs, or how mine will compare to theirs, and even other people locally and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, that's interesting too, because I think consuming other people's work in the same field that the same field that you're in,
can be a source of inspiration. It can be a learning tool, but it can also feel like, oh my God, like could I, like you're saying, like could I ever do what they're doing or do it to that level or whatever? And I feel like many people have that, and it's just that because like you may be listening to a song like, and I said this in our conversation, but you could be listening to a song, you're like, man, like that mix is just the bomb. I don't know if I could do that and all that stuff. And that same person could be listening to your stuff, and it could be something where it's like, man, like that beat selection was just blah, 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 or whatever it is. It could be something totally, you know, or it could be the same thing, like, oh, your mix is bomb or whatever. And just, you know, you just don't know. So that comparison is really just all in our mind. With that,
it's kind of crazy that like just the stuff that you would do, you have such a bias to it that even if somebody give it like a small bit of critique, it's like it's hard to you have a hard time trying to fix it. Like I don't know. How can I say this? It's like where when you hear it or when you do something and then it's like you get a critique and then you try to see if you can make it better, but it's never better. It's like it's always like something to where it don't seem like it's right. I don't know.
To you or the person?
Yeah, to me. Oh. Like, yeah, it's like either I do something that I really like that I think is nothing else I can do, and then somebody critique it like, oh, you gotta do something with that. And it's like, what else can I do?
What else? Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, it was a meme. It's a meme out there that's funny, but it was like somebody, I think it was is it Young Thug? I think it was a Young Thug meme where he's on the studio and then the artist next to him like, man, I can't wait to hear how this is gonna sound mixed.
Oh yeah.
And then Young Thug or the engineer is like, it's already mixed. Like, yeah, so that happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all about perspective though, and perception, because it could very well be finished. That's it. But for that person, for whatever reason, and it could be somebody who's just like trying to nitpick too.
Yeah, true. So yeah, I mean, for those listening, for the industries that you are in, like the trades or whatever business that you're in, that is like the work that you do is like not necessarily the work, but the quality of the work is subjective to the person that you sell to or that consumes it. Like creative, that's basically how it is. It's subjective. Our work is subjective to the masses. So it's like, I mean, how do you feel with when you consume other people's work that's in the same industry? Like, how do you feel with that? Can you consume it as an average consumer, or do you come in with the technical wins?
Yeah.
I guess leave a comment.
Yeah. I am interested to hear what other people are gonna say with that. Yeah, so let's just jump right into the next topic. I wanted to revisit real quick the show Love is Blind on Netflix. Last episode we talked about it, and oh my god, Ryan wasn't into it at all. Neither was I. It was a complete snooze fest for us. And
yeah, I was bored. It just wasn't interesting enough. Like, the concept was interesting, but everything else didn't pan out right to me.
Like the actual, yeah, it's like it just wasn't interesting. Like I couldn't get into the cast too much. There was like a couple people that I was like interested by, like Cameron and Lauren. I feel like from the beginning I was interested in them, and that was about it. Like everybody else, I was like, and then it was like I just kept getting midway through these episodes, and I would like stop it. Like I can't continue. Like I'm done. And but what kept me coming back was because everybody has been talking about it. People have been talking about their favorite couples and their favorite people on the show and all that, and the drama that went down. And I'm like, man, it's okay, fine. I'll give it another shot. So I'll watch another half episode. But finally made it to episode 7. We just finished episode 7, so we're not finished with the series yet. But it took 6.5 episodes for this show to get interesting to us. Like, it's finally now interesting. And that is just entirely too long for a show to get interesting.
Halfway interesting.
We're halfway into the season, and it just now got interesting to us.
It's like, it's still like, still dry.
At
some
sometimes,
parts.
yes.
It's like, but it's finally like picking up to where it's like, oh, okay, now we getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it felt like everything was just such a fairy tale. I think that's why.
Oh.
For me, it felt like everything was just such a fairy tale. Everything was just so perfect, and don't get me wrong. Is nice that is that they are showing more of the good part, but it's just like, I don't know, I'm used to the ratchet, so
see, that wasn't it for me. I just think I don't know if it was just the setup of everything. It just didn't pique my interest. Like, it just felt like it was just kind of like it was just dragging in a way. I don't know, I can't explain it. It just, I was not invested in the cast, nothing. I couldn't even remember half their name. I just was just not invested. But
it just make me think of Married at First Sight. They got some problems with theirs too, but at least that show is a little bit more interesting because how it show the dynamics between the people, like in the couples and all of that, like how they gotta learn a lot of the stuff so fast, and I think that's what was missing.
Well, no, I don't.
For me,
it's a similar concept. I think it's somewhat functioning the same. It's just the opposite. It's like they don't get love is blind. They don't get to see each other, and then they get out the pods, and then they have to learn about each other, and they live together right off the bat and all that stuff. So, and then at the end is when they choose whether they're going to get married or not. So I feel like it functions the same, but it's like
similar concept, almost. But I know what you mean.
So they have to go through the same trials or whatever. But it's something, I don't know. I don't know if it is the cast. I don't know if it's just I don't know. But like Love at First Sight, the issues for me with that show, because like I love the show, but the issues for me is like the weddings. It's like, okay, like let's just get through this. Like, come on, like
the first
it just
2 episodes,
it drags.
Then it gets way too long.
Then it gets deep, and you're like okay, like seeing how these couples are interacting and everything, and then towards the end, when it comes to decision day, when it's approaching, it like also starts dragging. And then they also always, it's like, the reason why I got married at first sight, it's like, okay, like they repeat phrases throughout the series. And I get it. I understand why they do it, but it just gets a little
it's like when it's like the Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married? And they actually dropped that.
Why did I get married to? It didn't even fit.
It was like, come on.
It was like, oh God, yeah. So it was like that. But so like, I don't know, Love is Blind, it has the same concept. It's just like the kind of sort of the opposite way. But I don't know, it was just something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, it finally started getting really interesting, like now.
It picked up.
It picked up a lot. So I think we're gonna go ahead and finish that series out and see.
It's like might as well at this point, more than halfway through it.
Yeah. And the one thing I'm going so I'm not going to drop any spoilers, so don't worry. But if you haven't seen it, just in case no one has seen it, I'm not going to say anything. But there is, so one of the couples, Jessica and Mark, when they, I don't know if that's a spoiler. Well, okay. You don't know who they are still. But anyway, there's a couple that comes home. The woman, she has a dog, and they're at the house and drinking wine. And yeah, something happens during that part that made us like, our jaw drop. We was just like, anyway.
Yeah.
It's a random moment, but it was like, oh.
Yeah,
I can't
it was.
even say. Yeah, I was just like, oh no.
That mug threw, I'm sure, so many people for a loop.
And some people were probably cool with it, but I'm like, nah, that would have probably been like, we're done. I'm good. So,
it could be a culture shock to some people.
Yeah, but yes, that's a good way to put it. But then another thing that rubs me the wrong way about the show, though, besides like the fact that it took this long to get interesting. So Nick Lachey and his wife Vanessa, they're the hosts of the show. I'm not sure why they're there. They randomly appear, like they don't even appear often. Yeah. They really, I know you were mentioning like they could just easily be voiceovers.
They could definitely be voiceovers.
It seems so forced and super scripted. It just seems weird, and like nothing against them personally. Like, oh my god, my mom loves Nick Lachey, by the way. But anyway, it's like it's just something about their hosting. I can't get with it.
Yeah, like when they show up and then they talk, it was just dragging on, and it was like they was telling the cast stuff that they was going through already, like they didn't know. So they just sitting there just like nodding. It was just like okay.
Yeah, and it kind of adds to the drag factor. It's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's just some things about the show that I'm like,
it's stuff
it could be way better if they had.
Yeah, it's stuff they can edit a little bit. I think it comes down to like the editing and because they can cut. It's stuff that they can cut down more to where it moves a little faster because it do drag, and it's like, okay, where are we going here? Like, hurry up or like get to the point.
Yeah, but so that's like one of the shows that I've been watching, even though it's taking forever. But another show that I watch heavily is Sex Education. It's also on Netflix, and man, this season was so good. Like, you watched the first season.
I watched the first season,
but then you didn't really watch the second season.
Yeah, I was off and on watching it, but
it was, guys, if you watched the first season and you liked the show and haven't seen the second season yet, definitely watch it. And I just thought it was a really, really good season, and the last 2 episodes in particular are very, very strong. I enjoyed it a lot. So that was good. That's something good to watch. The Circle. If you have not watched that show yet, and okay, so it's funny because
we all self-quarantine. Might as well watch it.
Yeah. So The Circle. It's funny because when we started watching it, like the first episode, we felt like we were skeptical, like, this don't look like it's gonna be that good.
I'm like, this bootleg MTV.
Yeah. But at the end of the episode, though, man, we were hooked. Yeah, like, we got sucked in.
The twist that they added to that made it very interesting.
Yeah,
and I think that's what really kept us watching it. And then you start to get to know the contestants, and it was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah, and that's how we thought Love is Blind was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it just like it just didn't
get there.
didn't get there.
It didn't get there.
Yeah.
And it's like I still, I mean, I didn't sit and watch Love is Blind like all the way through like that, but when I watch,
shoot, me either.
I'm like okay, it's like
Same.
I don't care.
Yeah, you
like,
saw me.
really
I was in my
care.
phone. I'm like, I really don't care about these people. It's just background noise at this point. I don't remember who this person is.
So are we still bashing, I guess?
Oh, well, okay, no, listen, like, so the first 6
I don't get the hype. That's my thing is the hype was it's just overhyped, I think.
Yeah.
I think the hype is just too high for what it actually is.
Wasn't, yeah. I don't know, but a lot of people are really into it, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you was also like I mentioned that last episode as well. Like you, yep. I haven't even gone back to that to even try. Like I got.
Oh, you.
Yeah,
that's. I thought you were talking about me.
Oh no,
like,
you, the show, like Netflix. Yeah. So anyway, so I guess halfway is still kind of bashing it. Just the first half of the season we're bashing because it was just not interesting. So,
yeah, it really was like just boring.
But hey, if you like it, that's you. But another series that we watch on Netflix again, keeping going with Netflix, is Mind Explained. I don't know if anybody. I don't really hear people talking about this series, so I don't know if anybody. Yeah.
Explained I think it's a really good show. I think
Explained. Yeah. Sorry, there's a sub.
Yeah, it's like a sub season.
Yeah, which is
sub series.
Yeah, it's Mind Explained, but it's part of the Explained.
But then they got Sex Explained too.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. Anyway, so Explained, Mind Explained, Sex Explained. We've watched through all of them, but almost all of them.
Yeah, it's a very intriguing show, I say, because it takes a deep dive into certain things that you would have questions about, even just like the mind, or like just how trying to think of when like they was talking about music and pretty much just explaining the science behind music and the effects on people, like your brain and how you respond to music and certain things about it, and how it can heal and all of that stuff. And it's really good. And food, like
the episode we watched last night was about
meat.
About meat, yeah, and where the meat industry is going. And at this point, by 2050, we won't be having much meat because we just cannot. Yeah. The system cannot keep up with the demand. Like the demand for meat is growing and growing, and just can't keep up with the demand. So they're really getting into the alternatives, which we see it now. Like the plant-based alternatives are, more options now. It's not just local burgers and whatnot. It's a whole slew of stuff. Like meat grown in labs and stuff, and how they're gonna figure out how to market that so that people aren't grossed out by it, and the idea of it and things like that. So that was interesting for sure. Another episode that we watched was about anxiety, and just explaining what anxiety is, what does that look like, what triggers it for people, and how it works in your brain and things like that. And oh man, watching that episode triggered my own anxieties, and and I feel like a lot of people have anxiety to some degree, and
for sure,
and it's like it's talked about a lot more now, more openly now than we've seen before, but it's still kind of this taboo thing a little bit in some respects.
Yeah, because there's a stigma around it, because you are deemed like crazy, or you're deemed like it's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it's gonna have, it's gonna seem negative, like where you're not gonna talk much about it, especially the person that's going through it, because it could trigger the anxiety just by talking about
the
it.
Anxiety, I know. Yeah. But yeah, the episode just talked about the different categories of anxiety and the different severity levels. You know, it can be from mild to like this person actually needs to be medicated. But anyway, it's like, I mean, you know, it's stuff that I've, you know, we're aware of already and all that, but it was just interesting to see that, you know, how they broke it down and stuff.
Yeah, and then it was one, like, I'm just kind of going through the list of the episodes in the first season. What really piqued my interest was the monogamy.
Oh my God, monogamy.
Monogamy.
You said it right, but you just kept like
anxiety.
Golly.
Yeah, the monogamy.
Yeah.
That was it. Monogamy.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
staying with one person forever.
Yeah.
Monogamy.
But right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just they went kind of more of in the scientific aspect around monogamy and social as well, because monogamy isn't particularly everywhere, but it's pretty interesting to see, like, is there a real scientific reason why we are monogamous, sir.
Monogamous, yes.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
I honestly can't even remember the details of that episode. Now that makes me want to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm rewatching these because they talked about cricket, the sport.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what? Like, and I didn't think
that
cricket
episode
was that big like that.
It's huge. Like, yeah, then.
Like, you think about all of the other sports, like the real big soccer and then football,
basketball,
American football, basketball, baseball, and you like cricket popping.
That's so funny. Yeah, but there's all kind of neat episodes. The episode we stopped on last night because it started playing was about pandemic, and it was just like
cut.
Ryan cut that off.
I cut it
fast.
off. I ain't dealing with. I ain't watching it until whatever going on now is over with, and then we can watch. Like, I ain't about to add to the panic. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, they was talking about the racial wealth gap.
Oh.
They explained that, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's
It's fun. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like a lot of the stuff we know, but it's just like seeing it broken down in certain ways. It's you know. But there are some episodes though where it's hard to keep up with it. Like, there's some episodes where it's like, okay, I'm lost. Like, because it's like, you know, I don't know, broken down into. Yeah,
they get too scientific and technical, like, and stuff.
And if you don't have, it just goes really fast, and it's like,
that too.
Okay.
The episodes are really short. They short. Like no more than
they're
like
between
30
20
minutes.
and 30 minutes. Like,
it can be
not even.
It can be like 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're short. So
yeah, you can blast through these seasons pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, another interesting episode, I guess, was about reproduction. But like how struggles can come up with reproduction and stuff, fertility, yeah. Okay. And I said, well, you know, but about fertility and stuff.
Oh yeah, and the female orgasm. Yeah, they talked about that. They explained that.
Yes, I feel like I gotta rewatch that episode.
Yeah, we gotta rewatch that.
Man, like, there's a lot of episodes I'm like, okay, now I'm forgetting that we even watched that. Like,
yeah, it was a lot too.
Yeah,
I mean, they got about, for the first season, it's 20 episodes.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the one we watched yesterday about diamonds
was interesting.
and like how they had to market that to where it's the normal thing now. Like it's insane.
Wait, what do you mean? The normal thing?
Like how the diamond supplier had to create this narrative for them to sell diamonds because the gem wasn't even needed for what we use it now.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's pretty.
I thought you were talking about now. This was way back when had to create that marketing.
Yeah. I'm saying like how we use it now, like how we perceive diamonds
now was
to be now.
Right. Was a whole construct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking master plan.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, trying to think what else we watching on Netflix right now. Oh, I love comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh yeah, that show is good.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld.
That show is good.
Really good like that, and those are quick episodes as well.
Yeah, about what, 30 minutes each?
Yeah, some of them are shorter.
Really?
Yes, yeah, some of them are pretty short, but
some are longer,
average,
some are shorter, but it's about
It's
average
kinda,
of 30 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
So if you like coffee, you'll like this show. And if you like comedians, you'll like this show.
Yeah.
If you like cars, you'll like this show.
If you like Jerry Seinfeld, you'll like this show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And yeah.
It's just a different. It's a talk show, but it's just not. They're not like in one spot. Basically,
It's super casual.
Yeah, it's very, like, very casual.
I mean, he has that same vibe that Seinfeld, the show, had, like, you know, like a show about nothing. But it's like he's just literally just meeting up with these people, picking up in the car. They go get coffee, they talk,
and that's
it. But it's really good. I love it. And then Black Mirror was a big one.
I wonder when they're going. You know what?
I don't know if they're.
The UK been putting out heat on Netflix.
Yeah, for real.
They've been putting out some heat.
For real. Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, many people have seen Black Mirror, but if you have not, for whatever reason, watched that series, please watch that series.
And
like, it's crazy.
It's crazy. And
what's so crazy about it is because it doesn't seem that far-fetched. That's the craziest part about it. You'll look at life differently. For real.
Some aspects of life, you like, hold on.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about it is how the whole season, like how the seasons are not connected, but they are connected. Mm-hmm. Like like one episode is completely different from the next, and you don't have to watch them all in the order.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but
you
they
don't have
all,
to watch them in order at all.
But they all under the. It's basically, it's like if you was to watch a different person's life, basically in the same world. It's like each episode is just somebody else's life.
Yeah. Yep, and it's all based on technology and how far technology can go. Yeah, and it's like we're really not that far.
We ain't that far.
Which is like, oh, that's what makes it even far. Like, yeah. There's a couple episodes, I ain't gonna front. There's a couple episodes where I was like, kind of scared me, like legit scared me, where it was like, oh no, that creeped me the heck out. Like, yeah. There's a couple episodes on there, but.
Yeah, I like what they did with that, because it in some ways it grounded like the show, because it seems real. It's like they got a realistic element to it, but then they put the sci-fi stuff in there, so where it's like, okay, it's a little bit further than what we would see now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and then let's see, what else did we watch? We watched Dion Cole's stand up.
Yeah. It was cool. It was decent.
It was cool.
It was decent. It's worth the watch.
Yeah,
it's worth the watch. You'll get some laughs in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You'll get some laughs in.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like, I don't know. We went to dang, what's his name? Dang, I can't remember his name. Arnaz J.
Oh yeah.
We went to Arnaz J. Stand up here.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah, it was some years ago. It was in Liberty Township in Cincinnati.
I can't believe that was a few years ago.
Yeah, for my birthday, and oh my God, he is freaking hilarious.
Which we already knew.
Yeah, I knew he was funny.
We knew he was funny, and then seeing him in person though, that was a whole new experience.
Seeing him on the real, that was my first comedy show I've ever been to. Well, first and the last one I've been to.
So far, yes.
Yeah, that was the last one was the first one I ever been to. So
yeah, well, same here. That was my first.
Yeah, but he was hilarious. But yeah, the Deion Cole one was pretty good. It was good. Some parts he had, it was like he had some good parts in there where, I mean, you'll laugh. It's some funny aspects, but then it's just like, okay, you ain't like weak.
Right? Yeah.
We had some memorable parts in there. It was cool.
Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty to watch just on Netflix alone. But yeah, there's still some stuff that I can't think off the top of my head right now, but things. I mean, I haven't watched them all. I haven't watched the whole thing because I'm usually putting our son to sleep or getting him ready for bed. But New Amsterdam. Oh, okay. All right. So for me, yes. So Ryan takes care of our son at night. He puts him to bed. I that's their thing. So, but Monday night I watch Manifest, and now 911 is back on. So I watch those. And on Tuesday night it's all about This Is Us and New Amsterdam. But yeah, you dibble and dabble in New Amsterdam.
Yeah, if I can get him to bed early enough, I'll watch. Mm-hmm. But
is there something you want to say about New Amsterdam? Because you look like you want to say it.
For all those who've seen the episode that just came this week, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can say, I mean, that's not a spoiler.
Eyes emoji.
Yeah. Dr. Sharp is his boo. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was like, she was looking.
Like, all right, I see what you hiding up under that lab coat.
Yeah, but they all looked nice. Won't say for what, but they all looked great. But even Bloom came out and it was like, oh,
yeah, okay. All right, Bloom.
Dr. Bloom, all right. Which, by the way, her character, didn't like her for a period. Now I do, but I won't say why. But it was just like she, But anyway. But yeah, so those are our shows for real right now. Just
pretty much.
So that's a good way to distract yourself if you just need some time just to wind down and just get away from everything. It's a good way, as we know. I mean, this is not like, something we
if all those listening, if there's any shows that you want us to see, drop them in the comments.
Yes, let us know. I'm always looking for some new shows or some new movies or whatever. Yeah,
definitely the sleepers. Like I want to see the sleepers. Like, 'cause I'm sure all of the shows we've been talking about were just the ones that's popular, everybody know about. Right. I say except like probably Circle. I ain't seen nobody talk about that for real.
I seen one person on my Facebook talk about it.
I seen one person.
I don't really be seeing a lot of people talk about anything on my on my Facebook or social or whatever. But yeah.
Circles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
So yeah, for sure. Let us know what y'all watching, what we should check out. But yeah, on that note, I think we should wrap it on up. So again, this has been Kristyn B. Oh yeah, so last time I was not prepared with my social media handles. I'm prepared today. So I got on my Instagram, you can find me at Kristyn B Eden so it's eating without the G. Or you can find me at Kristyn B Editing. Twitter is kswish_B, and then Facebook Kristyn B. So we'll have the information somewhere for y'all to.
It'll be all in the description and all of that good stuff.
So you can see the spelling and all that.
Yeah, the link, direct link, click it, and you there. But and I'm Ryan. Yeah. But you can find me on IG at tunes.amazing. No G at the end of the amazing. TUNZ. How you spell it? And then on Facebook, Tunes Amazing. And and Twitter at Hear My Tunes. Yeah, that's it. I guess. Oh yeah, and if you looking for any artists out there, any podcasters or whatnot, if you're looking for any music, you can go to my website tracksinfinite.com/beats, and there's about 20 beats up there you can check out, and if you want to purchase those, you can. The beats that you've been hearing during our podcast are beats that I have made, and they more than likely will be available if you want to use them too. But I'll say that wraps this up, and
take care of yourselves. Be safe. Oh yeah, wash your hands. Yes. And on that note, we'll talk to y'all soon.
Peace.